off. It's 4 minutes. What the hell are you doing? Yes, 3 minutes. Hurry up. It's 2 minutes. Don't worry, 3:45. High or something. Oh, that was close. Holy shit. Round 20 of 21. We're down near towards the tail end of the season. Can't believe we've already made it this far. Bahrain is a track that everyone can have a good chance at. William looking for another record-breaking 5 wins in a row. If he wins these next 2 races, he'll get the record for most wins in a season, and most wins in RBRL in general with 6. And I think there's a Renault and Ferrari coming out of the pits. It's Mr. Ian Bones and I believe Vern. Yep, it is. Vern's usually the first car out when it comes to stuff like this. So, it's not really too surprising to see her out first. Vern has had a pretty up and down season when it comes to RBRL. She had her first start in RBRL with a P4. Contending for a podium with RBRL Bianchi, but just lost it towards the end of the race. I believe with how these races have gone so far, should have a good chance on podium. And now we have a reserve driver making their first start. It's going to be Alex Stewart YT, who is going to be full-time at Renault in Tier 2 next season. It'll be pretty good to see another driver making her debut. I like to see how they do. And Callum, those Renault guys are usually the first ones out. I don't know what it is about them, and the McLarens are usually the ones waiting. I've noticed. And yeah, George Coleman looking for his, I think, 5th consecutive podium, if I'm not mistaken. And yep, George has definitely been on a hot streak lately, looking to get a podium. And now we know for sure that we will not have the same podium for 4 races in a row. Jabolia Masu decided not to make it today, so yeah, so we're not gonna see the same podium. Maybe a same winner, but not the same podium. And Vern, the first one out on track, is beginning her flying lap. Yellow sector 1. I believe it's probably just a car letting him by. I think it's Mr. Ian Bones on his flying lap. Just going pretty slow. Yeah, Vern just hoping to end her season on a pretty good high note right now, because as of late, she's had, I think, 3 DNFs in a row. Definitely not something a driver would want when it comes to lake racing, so looking to make a step forward in terms of that. And usually this curbing up here can provide some big issues when it comes to drivers that hook the curb like that, and Vern knows how to do that and plays it smart. Coming down the long straight. Oh, I went a bit wide there. And then number 88, I believe that is. I can't really tell with the Renault numbers. Coming out the final corner. Activates DRS. What will her time be? 131.695. Next car to set lap, I believe, will be Mr. Ian Bones. If I could find him. There he is. And I believe he probably just let off a ton on his flying lap because I did not really see him going too quick on his 1. And George Coleman tops Vern's time with a 130.928, and Callum with a 130 flat. I think that's the second time he's done that. He did like a 132 or something like that. Or like a 119 flat. No, it was like 121.7 flat. He did at Italy. I don't know what his deal is with doing that. But Vivid on his outlap currently. In his 4 starts, has gotten 2 podiums. He knows how to get it done here in here. And coming out the second to last corner. Ending an outlap going on to the flyer. Vivid knows how to qualify well. He has beaten William before. He got pole at Brazil, beating Iron Axe, the eventual champion, and William Lossell. I'm at the final corner. Vivid will start his flying lap. A good exit off turns 1 and 2 is definitely a good key for getting a quick lap here at Bahrain. Because if you don't get it right off turn 2, you're going to be going spinning straight into the inside wall. So you're going to be in for a treat if you spin out. And now every single car is out on the track currently. There's Williams swerving, trying to heat up his tires, looking for his 5th consecutive win. And that's Vivid a bit wide. I'm not sure if F1 2018 would consider that an invalidated lap time or if it'll consider it clean. I mean, it didn't look like he gained much time there, so I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. But then again, strict quarter can be kind of iffy sometimes in this game. It seems like everybody knows how not to hook those curbs. And it looks like a pretty good lap time for Alfa Romeo. We have to final corner. Needs 10 seconds to get pole. Go to corner exit here, might get him the quickest lap here. 126, 127 on the DRS opening. And that is the fastest lap of the 129.876. Good lap by him. This is William Lasso on his flyer. He's on the mediums right now. He's saving his super softs for later. I think you use super softs here, if I'm not mistaken. William knows how to win. Even if he doesn't win, he definitely knows how to get on the podium. So we'll see how he does that track like Bahrain Ward. Pretty much everybody in Vivid's out, he's crashed. I was not on him at the time, so I have no clue what happened. But William looks to be on a quick lap currently. Looking for another consecutive pole position. He's probably the quickest driver in RBRO history, unless somebody can join and top him. Other than that, I don't see anybody doing it. We come out the final corner. Maybe not a pole time, maybe Vivid has his time beat. He does! Actually, Williams put in 3rd now with a 130.1. Usually he'd be topping the pole position currently. But as of right now, he is on the mediums, which is the slowest but most durable tire compound. So it's not really that surprising that he's not on pole. And Popular coming out the final corner doesn't really look like too good of a lap time. Hits the rumble strips on the exit. But we'll this time place him. Put him in provisional 6th place at a 132.816. Mr. Indiana Bones tops the charts at the 129.841. Looking to end off the season on a high note as Mr. Indiana Bones is definitely proven us right now that he can do so. I'm not sure if Williams on a flying lap. I won't be surprised if he is, because he just went even faster in that sector. Sucks that Vivid crashed out. And William actually hooked the curbs on the corner entry there, which usually would end up in a spin, but I'm assuming, I don't really have too much experience with it, but on a wheel I'd assume that it wouldn't spin you out. I'm just making an assumption, I have no clue. The last time I had a wheel was in F1 2017, and it was a good wheel, but... And William going into the pits. George is on his flying lap for his 2nd consecutive podium right now, and a Ferrari taking out the DRS detection sign right there. And George has just had an amazing season. It's like he's going into F2 next season, because he could probably be an easy podium contender next season. And I believe he might be out of fuel. Either that or he got invalidated. I'm not 100% sure on it. And Popular looking to improve his lap time. And he will with a 132.323, improves his time by 4/10. And here comes Renault out of the pits, and that is RBRO Vern. Definitely in the slower half of the field, but You never know, she could probably just bust out a 101, I don't know. You never know when it comes to this kind of stuff. I mean, you could have a glitched lap time like Mr. Indiana Bones, and he could set like a 109.0 at Germany. Which I'm pretty sure is a world record time, if I'm not mistaken. And Poplar is out with the session. But yeah, speaking of Germany, that was before I came back to commentating at Abu Dhabi. Germany was the last ever race I commentated. It was a pretty entertaining race, not gonna say. And Vern just heating up those tires as she can. Looking to beat Georgia's time, Georgia's collided with Vern multiple times, especially at Abu Dhabi. Seems like that Vern was a magnet. So Georgia's a magnet and Vern was the metal because Georgia's car just absolutely targeted that race. Vern looking to improve her lap time, coming up the final corner. Well, begin her flying lap. Vern activates DRS, pretty good there. Into turn 1, good exit here. I mean, probably gonna say it all race. Good exits in turns 1 and 2 is gonna decide a battle. And Callum tops everybody's times by at 1 second. 128.817. Mr. Indiana Bones' time was a 129.841. What a time by Callum. And according to Callum, he had no DRS on that lap too. Might be some DRS issues going around the garage currently, because that's a thing that can happen sometimes. Yellow sector 1 and 2. And Vern having a pretty good lap here. Let's see what she'll get. Coming down the long straight. A good exit in turns 1 and 2 and a good exit on the last corner decides a pole time. I guarantee that's how it was for Callum and Indiana Bones. Vern's time at DRS activation will be a 129. She will improve her time, but won't be enough to improve her position. 131.461. And George is on the flyer currently. William is on his outlap looking to take his pole back. Or, I'm sorry, looking to take a pole. Ian's looking to take his pole back. But George is the only one on a flying lap, currently. Right now would probably be, right now or a minute or two from now, is gonna be, I don't know, we'll see how good a time of George will get. And Alex Stewart definitely wanting some advice for today's race. He's making his debut in RBRL and period. Definitely looking to take it easy into turn 1. That is definitely some advice I'd give to him. But George is the 29.233 sector 2. That's a pretty good sector time. Won't be good enough to get pole position though. Coming up to the final corner. It's not going to be pole position time worthy. Maybe, I don't know if you feel he's not going to improve his time. Into the pit lane he'll go. Having some mic issues there. I was worried that was going to happen eventually, and it did. But William also on a flyer currently. He's on the second softest tire compound, which is the softs in terms of Bahrain. And looking to be a good lap at 29.006. That's 2 times quicker than Georgia's Sector 2 time that we saw earlier. Not sure if it'll be pole worthy. We'll find out though, coming out the final corner. Good exit is all you need here. He will activate DRS with a 127, I believe. Will not be pole. But will be second place with a 129.354. That's 5 times quicker than Mr. Anna Bones. Speaking of him, he's coming off the final turn right now. Anna Bones. Activates DRS with a 132, will not improve. And he is currently the only one on the track. Will he set another lap, or is he going to go on his in lap? Because he's currently the only one on the track. Apart from a Renault coming out of the pits, which is Callum. I believe he actually might be going for another lap time here. And goes a bit wide. F1 2019. I mean, 18 is kind of hard. I'm not sure if he's going for another lap because I haven't really been paying attention. I've been too busy looking at the Discord, which has been pretty active lately, not gonna lie. So, if you want to join the Discord, I'll send you the link. But I'm not sure if he's going on his in lap or if he's improving. We'll see what his Sector 2 time is and judge that. I believe he might be on another lap here. He is 6/10 up on his time. That's looking to beat Williams' time. That's wide, and that might be invalidated. And I believe it is. Most likely it is, actually. 121 coming out, 22 coming out the final quarter. Activate DRS with the 126. That'll put him up to second place with the 128.974. That is 1/10 off Callum's time. His tires are absolutely shredded and he's done. George and Vern are on flyers currently. Well, Vern better make it to that finish line so she can start hers. Callum is 1 second up on his Sector 1 time. We're seeing something good here with Callum. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. 128.817. If he improves by 1.6 seconds from what I saw, that's gonna be a 127.2, Chief. I'd love to see that. We'll see what his Sector 2 time is once we get to that right-hander. And that's gonna be a bit iffy. Activates DRS. And the session is officially over. And George is gonna be the next one to set a flying lap. It's now or never. And it's gonna be a bit iffy in terms of invalidations. He validated in the turn 2, from what I heard from George. That sucks. We'll see if he's talking about this lap right now. He wasn't, because he just improved with 702. But Callum, coming out the final corner, activates DRS. This looks to be an improvement. The 128.703. That'll get him pole. RBL Vern looking to improve on her time to get past George, or probably Vivid if she can. In the Renault. I thought that I was expecting I don't know, I can't talk right now, but she did not improve, and that is the session over. We'll go through the starting grid once it loads. So Callum McKeon gets pole. The 128.703. Mr. Indiana Bones is the surprise second of 128.974. William Mossel in third with a 129.354. RB Earl Vivid in fourth with a 129.876. George Colin in fifth, the 130.702. RB Earl Vern in sixth with a 131.461. Unpopular in seventh with a 132 point something. And Alex Stewart will start in last. And remember, there is a formation lap, so I don't know. Alex Stewart's first start. I'm not sure if he knows there's a formation lap, but we'll find out here. Going to turn 1, I'm not even a driver and I'm getting nervous. I'm not sure what those drivers are feeling currently. But Alex Stewart is currently the only one readied up. Why isn't anybody readied up right now? Okay, there we go. Might be just working on their strategies a bit there. Putting some more fuel in the car. After like a Bahrain, fuel is probably pretty important, because you're going to be enriched a lot of the time. And the formation lap is getting gone away. Callum McKeon has won before. He did win Hungary, and by only 0.5 of a second over Iron X10 after penalties. He knows how to battle up in the front. Won't be William Lossell paced though. We'll find out though. Mr. Indiana Bones has, I believe, 3 podiums in RBRO. Or 2 if I'm not mistaken. He got 1 podium at Austria and he got another one at Russia. Looking to get his 3rd or 4th podium, I'll check the count later. William Loss looking for his record-breaking 5th win in a row. And if he wins these next 2 races, he'll get an all-time RBR record for wins in a season and in a row. RBRL Vivid knows how to get podiums. He did get P2 at Brazil and USA, which was his first 2 starts. He can get podiums, but at Belgium and whatever his other start was, China, did not exactly go well for him. George Conan looking for his 5th consecutive podium, but with how the competition's looking right now, I'm not sure he'll get that. RBL Vern looking to end their season on a high note, has had a lot of DNFs lately. Definitely looking to get it done here. Popular after a P5 debut with 10 points. Starting P7 today. Could he get it done? Alex Stewart, full-time in the Formula 2 next season with Renault. Looking to make his first start in he was really making his first start with Williams, but he joined him in qualifying and could not choose his car. We'll see if he can impress any team owners. And that's everybody. Oh, I'm getting nervous already, dude. We'll see how this goes. Callum hasn't really had too good of stats lately. His last race he was in was Italy, and he got P4 after crashing out. There's only 3 cars who finished, and that was William Lossell who won, Jabolia Masir in 2nd, and George in 3rd. And we will not get the same podium 4 times in a row. But 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. The nerves are building. It's lights out, and away we go here at Bahrain. Callum McKeon might be taking it easy up to start. Doesn't look like it. He gets a good jump on Mr. Indiana Bones in the Ferrari. Alex Stewart with an absolutely poor start in the back. Mr. Indiana Bones taking a big lunge. With the undercut is Callum. Trying to make him move to the outside. It's Mr. Indiana Bones to the lead. What will Callum say about it though? Vivid trying to make a move for 3rd on William Loss, who's had an absolutely horror start. And in the P3, Vivid will go. But Callum's still in the gearbox. Mr. Indiana Bones, it looks like Callum has wing damage. I think Mr. Indiana Bones and Callum might have made contact at some point. But currently looks like they're already settling for their positions. And not for long, because William Lossell and George, I think, might be having a tussle in the back. George trying to look for a gap in that turn. He will not make a move in the left-hander. Callum is right behind the Ferrari, with wing damage though. I'm not sure if it will be severe enough to repair, but we'll see if it's race affecting. Does not really look like it right now, but that gap is slowly increasing by the second. And it's race affecting because Callum just went wide there. And that's a McLaren around. That's Popular. He's out of the session. What a chaotic start. Absolutely chaos. Yeah, that was race affecting for Callum because his wing is absolutely killing him right now. And that was not the sort of race that Popular was having in mind. And Popular already kind of sat in the Discord. I don't know if there's going to be any highlights for this race, guys. Sorry about that, but we'll have to go with it. Serena Bones definitely looking at the season on a high note. Had an amazing start going from P1 to P2. I'm not sure where that wing damage from Callum came from, so I did not see it. Vivid to the gearbox of the Renault. William Lawson looking to take advantage of it at any opportunity he can. And that's Vivid wide. And William looking for a gap for third place. Here comes William Lossell. Sneaking in to that podium position will not exactly get to the Alfa Romeo. And Callum's pulled away from the Alfa a bit. But the Alfa is not pulled away from William. And William's all over the gearbox of that Alfa. And actually, that wing damage must be affecting Callum a ton. Because he is going a bit slower than usual. And that's Vivid trying to get to his outside in the final corner. Cannot get it done. Vivid had to let off a bit. DRS is activated now. With the slipstream, what will Vivid do into turn 1? He has a run. Callum going defensive. William laying off, hoping these two can wreck each other out. There's a bit of wheel bang. Come off relatively clean. Callum stays in P2. Absolutely train of cars for second down to fourth. And as these two battle in the back, Mr. Indiana Bones' gap will just increase as time goes on. But this train has not pulled away at all. Vivid with a bit of a gap to the inside, looking for P2, looking for as many points as he can get for Alfa Romeo before he goes to Toro Rosso next season. And William tried fancying a move on the outside, but Vivid blocked off the run. And DRS activated for the Alfa. This is going to be good race affecting right now. Vivid's definitely right to the back of him. He can get past the Renault. It's just a matter of when he will, and when tire wear will set in. Well, Alex Stewart is at an absolutely abysmal start. He moved up to P7 though, and the Renault is wide. Here comes Vivid to the inside, blocking him off, wheel banging and all. William looks to take advantage of that. Callum to the outside, they touch again. Whole lot of contact. William might actually make it three abreast. 3 abreast down the main straight. Well, we almost were there, but Vivid did not have any DRS and got absolutely annihilated by them. Only looking to get by Callum right now. While Vivid is looking to have a say in taking his podium position back, as here comes Vivid to the inside. And Vivid takes it really deep. There's a lot of contact for the Renault and the Alfa. I'll pretty much just hand a position to William. And William's gonna get by Callum eventually. Callum going defensive. Hits him off. Gets him wing damage. Not sure what that was for. But anyway. Going side by side through is a bad idea. And they keep it together though. Well, all 3 of these cars from 2nd to 4th have wing damage. So this might just be easy pickings for George. Not sure about it though. And George trying to make a move to the inside. Almost hits him off there. And now Vivid's there. William's in the wall. And William is out. George is out too. And William Lossell will not break the record for most wins in a season most wins in a season. That puts Alex Stewart up to 5th place, Furring up to 4th, and Mr. Indiana Bones in the pits. I'm not sure what that was about. This is a race where McLaren could have sealed up the constructors, and I believe they would have sealed it no matter what happened in this race. I'm not 100% sure. Alex Stewart taking it really slow into the pits. Penning for a new set of supers, I can only assume. Going on the mediums, looking to set a one-stop strategy, go to the end. And now this race is about to get boring. I can already tell. So we're gonna be in for a treat here, boys. Good bit of chaos on the beginning there. Vivid and Callum just fell off there. When Callum pits, it's only gonna be a matter of if Callum will repair his wing. Because wing damage at Bahrain can be pretty affecting, I'd like to think. Has a 3-second margin on the Alpha right now. All the Reynolds are in the podium position currently. As R20 only 1.4 seconds back from the Alpha of Vivid, and Callum with a 3-second time penalty now. And Vivid is wide. And that gained a lot of time. That wing damage is affecting Vivid a ton. Here comes Vern to the inside. I think Vivid just let her by there, because with that wing damage, wouldn't want to take that risk. Callum will stay out another lap. Vivid will go in the pits, so I can only assume will repair his wing. And now it's a Renault 1-2. I never thought I'd see that, but here we are with a Renault 1-2 in positions currently. What a chaotic start. And what heartbreak for William Lossell. But Callum is definitely a quick car. It's only a matter of if he'll manage that gap so Mr. Indiana Bones will not take the lead. But as it's looking right now, it's not looking too good for him. So with that wing damage, I'd imagine Callum is taking it pretty easy currently. But I mean, you can't really do it too much, and Alex Stewart has lagged out. I'll invite Alex Stewart back to this session. And, yep, anyway. That gap from Indiana Bones to Vern has decreased a ton. As Callum, will he pit right now? He will not come in the pits. Mr. Indiana Bones went out on the supers again. Not sure why he'd do that. And RBO brings in the pits, up promote Mr. Indiana Bones up to P2. With the fastest lap on the softs. Oh, he's on the softs. Wait, is he? It still says I'm on the supers. That's just a glitch that happens every now and then. But Callum looking to extend his stay out as long as he can. So I'm assuming he can go on to the softs. Or mediums next stint right now. And there's some displeasure in the chat currently. With George and William definitely a bit mad at each other. And I don't blame them for any of that. Because that was a crash just waiting to happen. But with wing damage and worn tires, Callum's gap for Mr. Indiana Bones is decreasing. It's only Will Callum going to the pits right now, though. I mean, I know he wants to extend his gap, his tires as long as he can. And he's going into the pits right now. Callum in for his pit stop. Mr. Indiana Bones will come out to the lead, and this is about to get boring. If Callum repairs his wing, then that's going to be a big margin he's going to lose on Mr. Indiana Bones. He's repairing his wing. Mr. Indiana Bones is pretty much going to get this win, though. And Callum coming out of the pits right now as Mr. Indiana Bones is exiting turn 2. Well, if Mr. Indiana Bones just doesn't crash it, I believe he'll have the win in the bag. as Gabriel Verring is gotten by her Renault teammate. And that's Callum nearly spun it, trying to get as much heat into the tires as he can. Definitely not gone well for him. As Vivid, every mistake that those guys make, he's gonna pounce on him. And Callum probably would have been sat in a pretty good position if he didn't repair his wing. And only 1.1 seconds back from his Renault teammate. Now Gabriel Verring looking to take P2 back. And yellow sector 3. Not sure what's for. And that Mercedes, which is technically a Williams, is going pretty slow right now. And I believe he's taking back control of the car. No, he has not. What's that yellow sector for? Not sure. Anyway, Callum McKeon is right behind. We'll have that DRS on his Renault teammate. Verring is definitely a pretty hard driver to overtake. He's looking for a good gap here. And Callum to the outside will make the move work. Will Verring fight back? Yep, Verring will fight back. It was really wide right now. Will they make any contact through turns 1 and 2? They will not. Callum back up to P2. Now, fresher tires, it's only logic that RBO Verring will catch back up. And yep, the gap from Callum to Verring is increased a good bit now. And we are for sure not going to have the same podium as last time because George and William have crashed out. So now that crash was between William and George will be investigated because there's a lot of heat going on in the chat currently. And yep, Callum's gap from Mr. Bones has stayed the same actually. He hasn't really caught too much. But it's notoriously bad for pad users to conserve tires. It's not even anything bad, it's just how Codemasters made it. But on a wheel it's pretty easy, so Callum has the advantage when it comes to the tire conservation. Which, depending on how he conserves his tires, he can take it all the way to the end. I'm starting in Bones, I'm not sure if he can, but it's gonna be close when it comes to pad and wheel. And I have to tell everyone in the chat to calm down currently. And Callum's gap from Mr. Bones has decreased by 0.8 in the last sector and a half. Now it's down into the 16 seconds. I'm not sure if Callum's pushing on these tires or not. And, looking for a restart currently. And Irish Gamer in the chat. And yep, Callum's gap from Mr. Bones is decreasing a good bit actually. But yeah, William trying to make good look for a race restart right now. But there's half the field is not gone. Alex Stewart has joined back. Vivid's gap from Verring and him is decreased a ton in DRS range right now actually. Not sure if he was close enough in detection though. Callum with the fastest lap to the 132.690. Did Vivid get DRS? He does. Will he make a move into turn 1? Will he be close enough? He will not. He's not close enough. And I almost thought there was gonna be DRS on that straight, but that's an F1 2019. So, yeah. Three viewers watching, thank you guys. But yeah, that gap is gonna be Vivid's gonna have another one of DRS right now. Will Vivid get it done right here, right now? Vivid is a notoriously quick driver looking to get back on the podium, where he usually is. DRS is on. And hitting as much on real strip as he can. Vivid is trying to get to the outside. Vering squeezes a good bit there. And right to the gearbox is the Alfa Romeo. Good at corner exit by Vering and hits him off. That's gonna be surely investigated. Yeah. And Callum absolutely sending blazers of laps. It was a 132.476. And into the pit lane wall, Vivid goes. Vern goes. Sorry. Vern's gonna fight back, I can already assume. And Vern trying to make a move. Knocks off Vivid's wing again. That's gonna be an investigation and a half. And that's gonna be pulling away for Vern right there. There's a line between hard racing and just flat out forcing him off. I mean, you just can't do that. But that gap from Callum to Mr. Indiana Bones, that gap has decreased a ton. Oh my gosh. It was like 17 seconds last time I checked. And Callum off the circuit. And that gap from Vern to Vivid, they're pulling away now. Yep, Alex Stewart has joined the back, so he's gonna be a lapped car. Oh, he already was lapped, alright. But Callum, that gap from him and Mr. Indiana Bones is decreasing a good bit. Callum's coming out the final corner as he's going into the turn 1 and multiple warnings, 3-second penalty for RBRL Vivid. Vivid's managing that gap though. He's not gaining much at all, but he's not losing much at all. Well, now he's gaining. Trying to get back to his P3 spot. Even with wing damage that he might have to repair later in the race again. And that gap from Vivid to Vern is actually decreased now. Even with wing damage, Vivid's still managing to gain on Vern. And they're still arguing in the Discord chat, so... Yep, that gap from Callum to Indiana Bones, it's decreasing a ton. I wouldn't be surprised if during pit cycles, Callum ends up winning the race because of pit, because, again, pad users just are completely at a disadvantage on this game. I'm not sure about how it is for F1 2019 though. But anyway, Vivid might be at DRS range next straightaway. If you're looking for some DRS now. And now, and a bit wide is Vivid. And that's no DRS for RBRL Vivid now. Despite him having RBRL in his name, he will not get DRS. I'm not sure why I had to mention RBRL. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Maybe it's because I haven't eaten anything. 13.9 seconds. I'm not sure if Mr. Indiana Bones messed up a corner at all, but that gap has decreased a ton. Is he on the supers? Wait, what the... Okay, he's on the softs. Okay, that's weird. Okay, no, I don't want to pause. And William left the session. He is out, so it doesn't matter. George and William are still bickering on about it in the Discord. I'll let him do it. I don't really care at this point. And Callum, I'm not sure if he's gonna catch Bones, like just by flat out catching him, but he's gonna get him during pit cycles, I can already tell. It's gonna be a race of strategy to see who will win this race. Because if Ian pits, he's gonna be about 7 seconds back from Callum with how long it takes to come in and out of the pits. Yellow sector 2 and 3. Not sure what for. That's Alex Stewart around. Getting left by second place, which is Callum McKeon. On the old Super Softs. And now RBO Vivian and RBO Vernon are coming up on him. Stewart better let him by right now, because if you mess up a battle, that's gonna be interesting, and well, I can say. And that's Vivid. Oh, I thought he spun around, but it was lag. Right to the gearbox! Spins Verg into the pit wall! That's a virtual safety car. You can call that what you will. You can call it payback, you can call it flat out just dirty. You can call that what you want. I'm not gonna say anything right now, so I don't get any crap busted at me. And that helped Alex Stewart maybe catch back up to the front of the pack. And that gap from Mr. Bones and Callum is going to increase now with the virtual safety car. Which sucks for Callum because he was gaining on him. Oh, Vivid, that's going to be a good opportunity for him to get back up to P2. And Stewart just thankful that he's not going to get lapped again. And one more the safety car coming in, might be coming in right now. Yep, it is. And Callum's really off there. 13.5 seconds. Now 12.9 seconds. That's a big time game for him. So if Mr. Bones were to pit right now, he would have a 9-second lead, I believe. Yep, he would. And yep, speaking of the devil, there he is. Into the pits, Mr. Bones goes. And he's coming out right now. Callum's gonna have a bit more of a gap because he'll have to drive through the pit lane at that speed. And yep, that gap is going to be about 7 seconds, not 10 seconds actually. So if Callum were to pit right now, he will definitely lose first place. But he's just hoping that he can conserve those tires all the way till the end. Mr. Bones goes on to the mediums. That's an odd strategy choice, but okay. Now that gives Vivid a bit more of a gap to manage, because here he comes, trying to battle Mr. Bones. If these two start battling, that's gonna help Callum out a ton. And into DRS detection? Nope, he will not have DRS detection. And Callum just trying to wheel his race as good as he can, trying to conserve those tires, because he knows if he can conserve them enough, he can take them to the end. It's just been an absolutely chaotic race. I tell you. But yeah, Callum coming to 13 laps remaining in the race. I'm not sure if he can take those softs for that long, for that cycle. But I don't know, we've seen some pretty good strategies when it comes to RBRL. So we'll find out, Callum's had a pretty good race so far. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to conserve those tires to the end. But if he does, he's definitely a driver of the day vote. That's for sure. How old are his tires again, actually? His tires are 9 laps old. Mr. Bones were, I think, 11 or 10 laps old when he pitted. So, I mean, we'll see if Callum can take this out long enough. If he can conserve him for that long, I will be genuinely shocked. Because I've never seen someone conserve it for that long. But naturally, with the fresher tires, Mr. Indiana Bones is going to gain on him, as fresher tires usually go. And if Callum goes into the softs at his next stop right here, he might get Bones before the checkered flag. And passive, I mean, fresher tires, especially fresher softs, is better than pretty much heated up mediums, I like to think. Yeah, 1 lap old mediums. Mr. Indiana Bones gained about 10th in the last lap. With now coming to, with 11 laps remaining in the running. Oh, sorry, 12 laps remaining. All he's looking for is just to finish out his race, and depending on how URA goes, season strong. Looking for his 2nd win in RBRL. He got his first one at Hungary, beating out Iron X10 by only 0.5 of a second after penalties. It'd be a good win for him, with a pretty manageable gap right here. But those softs, he's gonna have to pit eventually. He's obviously not gonna take it out to the end, but I don't know. Like when he pits, it's only a matter of what tire he's gonna go on. Is he gonna go on the mediums and try to race in and just take a P2, or will he go on the softs and try to pass Mr. Indiana Bones and pull away? That's the strategy we're looking for. But that gap between Callum and Mr. Indiana Bones has not increased, but has not decreased either. It's remained the same. Well, now it's increasing, actually. Increasing a bit right here. Will Callum pit? That is the main question here. He's gonna pit eventually, but because he's not gonna go to the end of those softs. That's the millionth time I've repeated that. I'm sorry, but it looks like he's pitting. Nope, maybe not. I mean, I'm not sure. Can't remember if it was William or if it was Callum who said, but they were trying to go on a one-stop strategy, and it might work. Yeah, I mean, you never know. His tires are 11 laps sold currently. I'm gonna have that detail on for the rest of the race. I mean, medium tires at Bahrain aren't exactly the best kind of tire to have on, so it's gonna be interesting to see how the race plays out. If William will pit, if he'll catch Mr. Indiana Bones if he does pit. Because he's increasing the gap. If he's pushing this hard, he might be on his in lap right now. And I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this race ends up. .5 seconds managing the gap currently. 13.3, probably gained a bit from the bad exit and probably worn out tires. And Callum just pushing as hard as he can, try to get ahead of him on the next pit stop. And maybe he's pitting. I mean, if he's pushing this hard, he might be. It's either that or he's just naturally this quick when he has worn out tires, I'm not sure. Coming off this final corner, we'll have 10 laps to go here at Bahrain. And into the pits he goes. How much of a gap will Mr. Indiana Bones have on him when he comes out? Mr. Indiana Bones coming into the final corner, now exiting. Callum fitting his tires. It's coming out right now. Ian has passed him. Coming out of the pit lane. Right, Mr. Indiana Bones got by him. He did go on the softs. Callum went on fresh softs. It's gonna be interesting to see if Callum can catch Mr. Indiana Bones here. It's only, I think, a 6-second gap. Vivid's gotten by Callum now. It's gonna be interesting, and they collide. That might have just done the race for him. He doesn't have wing damage, but Vivid on used up mediums. Callum going for a win. Is looking to take it a bit more easier here. Alex Stewart might get lapped again with how it goes. If he pushes it, he will not though. It's battle for second currently. Going to the outside is Callum. With the switchback. Side by side into this next left-hander, it's not a good idea. And Callum's smart move lets off. Well, that's gonna be Callum with DRS though. Good corner exit by him. Here comes Callum McKeon. So the back of the Alfa Romeo will not make a move into this next corner. And he's there. Good corner exit on that right-hander, sorry. And while these two battle, Mr. Bones' gap is increasing. Callum knows that. He's trying to get by the Alfa Romeo as quickly as he can. I'm not sure if Vivid realizes that, though. Maybe he's intentionally holding Callum up. I mean, Vivid is driving for Mr. Bones' team. So there could be a bit of conspiracy going on, possibly. You never know. But to the inside is Callum. He has a gap. Here he comes to the inside and heavy braking in turn 1. He will make it work. Back up to P2. Callum has 9 laps to decrease that 8-second gap. It's a matter of if he will. Because 9 laps is enough time. Don't get me wrong, it is, but... I mean, if Vivid's gonna mess that up, I mean, you never know. And that gap has decreased by about a second, actually. 7.9 now. What's happened? Callum is on a mission. He's decreased that gap by a ton. We're gonna be in for a good finish here, so make some popcorn, get out your bucket, and get ready for this one, because 7.5 seconds are back to now. Vivid's getting absolutely pulled away from him. And Alex Stewart, in his first start, keep in mind, sat in P4. 1 lap down, ignore that, but 1 lap down in the debut. Will be a driver of the day contender, most certainly. Now that gap is 7.4 seconds, 7.3 on new softs. Yeah, Callum's on new softs, while Mr. Bones is probably on somewhat worn mediums. This is a race of strategies right here. 8 laps to go here at Bahrain. I'm getting nervous, and I'm not even driving in the race, so I can only imagine what Callum and Ian Bones are feeling right now. And Ian Bones is probably even more nervous because Callum just set the fastest lap of the race. That gap's down to 6.8 seconds now. This will be a dash to the finish. I can see Mr. Bones in the distance ahead of Callum. When will Alex Stewart get laps though? I mean, he's gonna get laps eventually. But when will Mr. Bones get to him though? And that gap's down to 6.5 seconds. Now back up to 6.7, but I mean, good exit off corners is what does it here at Bahrain. Back up to 6.5. And Callum's just using up whatever is left in these tires as much as he can. And now the gap's down to 6.3. You might see the gap go down to 5 seconds here in a bit. And so now we're back to 6.4, 6.3, 6.4. I'm just watching that gap as closely as I can. I could see Callum right behind Mr. Bones in the TV angle. You might not see him in his mirrors yet, but he's going to in about 2 laps time, I'd like to think. With how quick Callum is catching. Seven laps to go here at Bahrain. And that's going to be even more nerve-wracking for Mr. Bones, with Callum setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And that's Alex Stewart off on the left-hander. Almost hit the tire barrier, actually. If he would have crashed and caused a safety car, that probably would have been Mr. Bones' race over. And now the gap's down to 6.0 seconds, 5.9. That gap is decreasing. We're pretty much at 5 seconds now. He's getting a ton in the last few laps. I'm not sure if Mr. Bones is taking it easy or if he's pushing. I can't tell exactly. 5.8 now. Marian's at 5.8 right now. He's gained a bit now. 5.7 seconds. 5.6. Now 5.5 and a half. This is gonna be down to the wire. It's only 5 seconds. That may seem like a lot to a few people. Yet I can see that Ferrari in the distance ahead of Callum. And Callum can too, and he knows it. He is pushing that car to its absolute limits right now. 6 laps to go. If Callum catches up to Mr. Indiana Bones, it's only a matter of defensive driving by him. Because with his worn mediums, it's only a matter of time until Callum gets up to that Ferrari. Now we're down to 5.3 seconds. 5.0, almost down to 4 seconds right here, 4.9. I'm sorry for not talking about anything else that's happening in the race currently. I'm just too focused on this. And Stewart is going to get lapped eventually. Mr. Indiana Bones is almost to him. Now we're down to 4.6 seconds. I see him coming out of the S's as he's going into the corner out of him. 4.8. Callum is absolutely gaining on that Ferrari right now. If Callum steals this win away, we have to check how many penalties he has. Not sure how many Mr. Indiana Bones has. Callum has 1 3-second penalty. Well, Mr. Indiana Bones has no penalties, while Callum has 1. So really, the gap is 7.1 seconds right now. So if Callum were to catch up to him, we have to pull away by a bit, but we're going to focus on the gap without penalties. The gap is 4.2 seconds, now 4.1. Let's look at this TV camera. You can see him right up ahead now. Going down to the 3-second range now. 3.7! Absolutely amazing corner exit by Callum. He's at least 3/10 off the exit there. And he does. 5 laps to go here at Bahrain. Callum with somewhat fresh softs, absolutely gaining on that Ferrari. Let's look at his TV camera now. And Alex Stewart, as the laps car gets by him, and Vivid into the pits now. Will Stewart get out of Callum's way? As he is getting lapped twice now. He has to get out of his way as quickly as possible, and he looks like he will. Yep, he will. One by the leaders with no stress. 3.0 seconds now. 2.7. We're down to the 2-second range now. The gap would really be 5 seconds, and he collides with Callum McKeon. Stewart is around with wing damage now. But the gap has not decreased that much at all, with 2.5 seconds, now 2.4, increasing the gap now. Decreasing it, sorry. Look at that TV camera, you can see that Ferrari. He's gaining a ton. And Mr. Indiana Bones still has 4 laps to hold him off. Look how many seconds he's caught ever since he hit on lap 21. How much he's caught can't even be calculated. 2.1 seconds. Good corner exit. What will his gap be now? 1.9 will we have? Yep, he will. 1.9 seconds we're at now. Might go down to 1.8. Those mediums are, and the tire wear on him is getting to Mr. Indiana Bones in the Ferrari. The gap is 1.8 seconds. These next few corners, he could be in DRS range if he pushes hard enough. I really hope you're not on your phone or doing something else right now. Because if you are missing the battle, or soon to be a battle of a lifetime. Because this battle is going to be legendary. And yep, 1.1 seconds. Will we get it under a second now? 1.1, we will not be in DRS range yet. 1.011 seconds. There, he was almost there, not quite. Good corner entry by Callum, and that'll decrease the gap a good bit. Now it's 8/10 second of a gap. Callum most certainly is going to have DRS and Mr. Indiana Bones right here. And yep, the gap's up 9/10 now, not 9 seconds. But in DRS detection, Callum's gonna have DRS. But is Callum close enough to get by him even with DRS? Mr. Indiana Bones has never really had good exits out of the final corner. And it's looking to be another one of those right now. Gaining a good bit on Mr. Indiana Bones. with DRS for the first time in a while. Callum with the fastest lap of the 131.888. The gap's down to 8 tenths. To 7 tenths possibly, it will not be. 3 laps to go here at Bahrain. Now down to 6 tenths. Oh my god, I can't take my eyes off the screen. 6 tenths. Alex with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That does not matter though. The only thing that matters to us right now is to battle for the lead. Now the gap's 4 tenths. And there. 4 tenths now. He's for sure gonna have DRS. Possibly even enough of a gap for DRS range. And 130.307 from RB Roveva with the quickest lap. Callum is gonna have DRS. He will activate the DRS. Here he comes to the inside. Blocks off the move. Making his car as wide as possible. Trying not to let Callum McKeon by in the Renault. Trying to move to the outside. On the Renault. And Mr. Ian Bones going wide. Those softs probably have some tire wear on them. And Mr. Ian Bones going defensive. And completely bins it. Almost did. And now all that Cal needs to do is just pull away. If he can just get away from that Ferrari and get a 3-second gap on him, and that will be it. Into turn 1, yellow sector 2. What is it for? Not sure. They must have got it cleared up already. But this is Callum's opportunity to get away from Mr. Ian Bones. With his 3-second penalty, he's not guaranteed a win here. And the gap's only 5 tenths now. Callum's either hoping for Ian Bones to crash, for him to get a 3-second gap, or for Mr. Ian Bones to get a 3-second time penalty. That's all he's hoping for currently. But Mr. Ian Bones is staying with Callum into the left-hander. And Callum has gotten some pretty good exits off that left-hander. I'm not sure if Ian Bones will be able to get to Callum. He will not, though. It's going to be a bit of a dogfight now, coming to the final lap. All Mr. Ian Bones needs to do is stay within 3 seconds of him. Coming to the one more lap remaining here at Bahrain. What an absolutely thriller of a race we have had here. Mr. Ian Bones is the current leader as we speak right now. He has Callum with a 3-second time penalty. Can't do anything that good. You'll have to get a 3-second gap in this next lap to win the race officially. And Callum gets a bit of a gap there, maybe about like 6 tenths possibly. Yeah, 8 tenths. Won't be enough for Mr. Ian Bones. If Mr. Ian Bones messes up, then that's all he's hoping for currently. It's not to spin out or get a 3-second penalty, because if he gets a time penalty, that's his race and win over. And into the left-hander. Callum with a good exit. Ian Bones to DRS. I don't want to jinx it yet, but look, Mr. Ian Bones looks like he has to win. I almost jinxed it at China, though, with Thrasher and William Lossell, though. But coming through the right-handers for the final time. Make sure he's keeping that gap. Till at least less than 3 seconds. Down to 1.5. Mr. Ian Bones coming off the final corner will finally take his first win in RBRL. And RBRL Viva will take P3. Congratulations to him. If only Callum had One more lap there. If Callum had one more lap, with how much time he pulled away from Mr. Indiana Bones, that was gonna be pretty interesting there. And yep, there he crosses the line for P3. Alex Stewart in his debut, 2 laps down. And they're still arguing in Discord. All 4 of these guys are going to be driver of the day contenders. That's all I'm going to say right now. Because I almost dropped my controller. But yeah. If Callum had just 1 more lap or 2 more laps, that would have been his. Alex Stewart will take P4. Congratulations. What an amazing race we have seen here at Bahrain. While we wait for everyone to get in there, we'll go through the finishing results. I don't know how I'm getting XP for this. Anyway, Straining Into Bones, by a pretty small margin, I like to think, gets P1. Callum McKeon gets P2, and Herbie Vivid runs at the podium in P3. Alex Stewart in his debut finishes P4. And your DNFs go RBL Rering in P5, George Colton in P6, William Lasso in 7th, and Popular in 8th. Those finishing results are not official though. There were some incidents. Well, next race is the last round of Season 1 at Japan. We hope to see you there. We hope you enjoyed the race. Goodbye.